You ever see a man get ambushed by three HOA board members just for fishing? I have, because that man was me. It was a cool Saturday morning at Silver Rock Lake, right behind my old cedar cabin. Coffee in one hand, fishing rod in the other. Just me, the water, and the sound of distant loons. Pure peace. Until it wasn't. Out of nowhere, this tricked-out golf cart screeches up the gravel path like a SWAT team, and out hops her, Cheryl Whitmore, the self-declared Queen of Lakeview Estates. Flanking her were her two loyal minions, Bob, who wore socks with sandals year-round, and Doris, who once filed a noise complaint against a Boy Scout troop for excessive merriment. Cheryl points at me with her clipboard, like I'm public enemy number one. Sir, you're in violation of HOA Code 12.6b, unauthorized recreational angling. I swear I almost dropped my fishing pole from laughing. It would have been funny if it wasn't so absurd. See, I'd been fishing here for 10 years. This wasn't just a hobby. Fishing was my therapy, my religion, my reset button. Silver Rock Lake wasn't some community pool. It was a wild, stubborn patch of nature, and part of the land that came with my cabin. Or so I thought. Cheryl wagged her finger. You need an HOA-issued fishing permit for wildlife protection. Wildlife protection. The only creatures I'd ever seen here were three cranky ducks and a catfish with a missing fin. Before I could argue, she slapped a yellow citation on my chest. $750 fine. Further violations would mean legal action. And just like that, my peaceful morning turned into the opening act of a suburban turf war. That night, after finding an orange warning taped to my front door like I was some kind of criminal, I realized these people weren't just annoying. They were dangerous in the way only power-hungry volunteers can be. But here's the thing about bullies. Sometimes they pick the wrong guy to mess with. I called up an old buddy of mine, Mark Sanders, a lawyer with a sharp mind and even sharper memory for old property deals. I asked him one simple question. Who really owns Silver Rock Lake? Mark laughed. You thinking lawsuit? No, I said, I'm thinking checkbook. By Tuesday, Mark had the answer. And it was better than I could have dreamed. Turns out, decades ago, the original developer of Lakeview Estates had leased the lake for community use, but never actually bought it. Ownership had fallen into the hands of a holding company that went belly up years ago. The land was legally in limbo, meaning it was up for grabs, and I was ready to grab it. Mark worked his magic, tracked down the last known heirs of the holding company, an elderly couple living in New Mexico who thought the land was worthless, and within days the deal was done. I didn't just fish at Silver Rock Lake anymore. I owned it. And I wasn't going to keep that quiet for long. First order of business. 12 giant handcrafted wooden signs planted along the shoreline. Private property. No trespassing residents. Not welcome. The reaction immediate and glorious. By 8 a.m., the Lakeview Estates Facebook page was on fire. Panicked posts. Angry rants. Someone even accused me of destroying community values. Pretty rich coming from folks who tried to fine me for fishing. And Cheryl, she nearly crashed her golf cart, barreling down to the lakeside to confront me. "You can't do this," she screeched, arms flailing. I smiled, held up the deed like a trophy, and said, "I'm not doing anything except exercising my rights on my property." Her face turned the color of boiled lobster. She threatened to sue, threatened to call the mayor, threatened to launch a full community protest. I just sipped my coffee and waved as she stormed off, kicking up gravel like a toddler in a tantrum. But that was just the beginning. Cheryl wasn't fighting for wildlife. She wasn't even fighting for the community. The real motive, power and real estate. Turns out, Cheryl and a few of her board cronies had been quietly trying to market Lakeview Estates as an exclusive lakeside community to boost property values and their own home equity. The lake was their centerpiece. Without it, their whole little empire started to crumble. So the war escalated. First, they vandalized my property, cut the ropes to my canoe, poured bleach on my welcome mat, even tried to sabotage my fishing boat by dumping sugar in the gas tank. But I stayed 3 steps ahead. Security cameras went up. Footage captured Rick, one of Cheryl's favorite goons, sneaking around with bolt cutters. Sheriff deputies served him a trespassing citation by breakfast. Next came the Reclaim Our Lake campaign. Cheryl's last desperate gasp for control. March's newsletters, Facebook rants filled with conspiracy theories about rogue lake thieves. Meanwhile, I was busy working on my real checkmate. I wasn't just going to own Silver Rock Lake. I was going to turn it into a private club. Lake Liberty. Memberships open to everyone, except residents of Lakeview Estates. We built a cozy lakeside lodge, set up kayak rentals, hosted barbecues and live music events, gave veterans and first responders free passes. By summer's end, we had a waiting list of eager members, and Cheryl. She was stuck watching it all, from the wrong side of the fence. And trust me, it burned her alive. She showed up once, visor pulled low, trying to sneak into the club by pretending to be with a friend. My staff, a retired Marine named Hank, and a college kid named Emily, turned her away with military precision. The best part, the new HOA president, a decent guy named Steve, actually came by to shake my hand. Told me most of the neighborhood just wanted to move on and honestly respected what I did. Funny how fast things change when the bully's gone. And just when Cheryl thought it couldn't get worse, I put up the final sign. At the exact spot where she used to host her HOA lake etiquette lectures. Private lake club, HOA officials, permanently banned. Enjoy the view from afar. The town loved it. Lake Liberty even won second place in the local community showcase right behind the bakery that makes those ridiculous cinnamon rolls the size of your head. As for Cheryl Last, I heard she tried to start her own nature appreciation society at a dried-up drainage pond, but quit after arguing with a city worker over mosquito fogging schedules. Some people just never learn. Standing on the dock one evening, watching the sun dip low over my own slice of peace, I realized This wasn't just about a lake. It was about standing your ground, about fighting back when petty tyrants overstep. I never planned to be a symbol of resistance against HOA nonsense. I just wanted to fish. But hey, when someone tries to push you out of the water, sometimes the best thing you can do is buy the whole lake. If you've ever dealt with HOA drama, power-hungry board members, or crazy neighborhood politics, I want to hear your story. Drop a comment below. Tell me what happened, how you handled it, or how you wish you could have handled it. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more wild suburban tales. Catch you next time, and remember, always check who really owns the lake.